Welcome back to Brain Bitesize. Ever felt like a friendship isn't what it used to be? Today, we're diving deep into the 15 signs it's time to let go of a friendship. Stick around till the end, and I'll reveal the most surprising sign that it's time to reconsider that bond. Number 1. The negativity loop. The negativity loop is a repetitive pattern where negative interactions, misunderstandings, or conflicts become the norm rather than the exception. Instead of moving past issues and healing, friends caught in this loop find themselves revisiting the same problems, often amplifying them with each iteration. One of the primary reasons this loop is so destructive is because of the emotional toll it takes on both parties. Over time, as negative interactions become more frequent, the positive memories and experiences that once defined the friendship start to fade. This overshadowing of positivity can lead to a skewed perception, where one or both friends begin to expect negative outcomes from their interactions. This expectation can influence behavior, leading to self-fulfilling prophecies where negative outcomes are almost inevitable. Number 2. Empty, I'm sorry, S. An empty apology is often easy to spot. It lacks genuine remorse and is typically delivered without a clear understanding or acknowledgement of the harm caused. Instead of offering solace or mending bridges, it can feel dismissive, as if the person apologizing is merely going through the motions to move past the issue without truly addressing it. This can leave the injured party feeling invalidated and unheard, exacerbating the initial hurt. Furthermore, repeated empty apologies can erode trust in a friendship. If one party consistently offers insincere apologies without changing their behavior, it sends a clear message: they don't value the relationship enough to make genuine amends. Over time, this can lead to a buildup of resentment and a breakdown of communication, as the aggrieved party may feel that expressing their feelings or concerns is pointless. Number 3. Constant critique. Constructive criticism, when delivered with care and genuine intent, can catalyze positive change. However, when critique becomes constant and unrelenting in the context of friendships, it transforms from a tool of growth to a weapon of erosion. Constant critique can wear down the self-esteem and confidence of the recipient. When a friend consistently points out flaws, mistakes, or perceived shortcomings, it can create a sense of inadequacy. Over time, the individual on the receiving end may doubt their abilities, choices, and worth within the friendship. This self-doubt can lead to a diminished sense of self-worth and foster insecurity. Number 4. Out of sight, out of mind. When two friends are physically apart or don't communicate for extended periods, and one or both feel indifferent or disconnected, the bond might not be as profound as once believed. Physical distance or lack of communication can be a litmus test for many friendships. True, deep connections tend to withstand periods of separation, with both parties picking up right where they left off, regardless of the time that has passed. However, in more superficial or situational friendships, absence can lead to a gradual fading of interest or emotional investment. The relationship, in these cases, might have been more a product of convenience or circumstance rather than genuine affinity. Number 5. Emotional drain. The causes of emotional drain in friendships can be multifaceted. It might stem from one friend constantly unloading their problems onto the other without reciprocation, creating a one-sided dynamic where one person becomes the perpetual giver and the other the taker. Over time, this imbalance can lead to resentment and burnout for the one always offering support. Another common cause is the presence of passive-aggressive behaviors or constant negativity. Interacting with someone who is perpetually negative or who often employs passive-aggressive tactics can be mentally taxing. Instead of direct, open communication, one might constantly try to decipher hidden meanings or navigate a minefield of unspoken grievances. Number 6. Trust on thin ice. The metaphor of trust on thin ice aptly captures the precarious nature of a friendship where trust has been weakened or repeatedly tested. In such situations, every minor disagreement or misunderstanding can become magnified, as the underlying trust that would typically cushion and resolve such issues is absent or diminished. One of the most challenging aspects of trust being on thin ice is the constant feeling of uncertainty that permeates interactions. Friends may second-guess each other's intentions, overanalyze words and actions, or even withhold genuine feelings for fear of further damaging the fragile trust. This guardedness can stifle the natural flow of communication and intimacy that characterizes healthy friendships. Number 7. Awkward silences. While it's natural for conversations to have occasional lulls, especially among close friends who are comfortable in each other's presence, consistent and recurring awkward silences can signal a deeper disconnect. One of the primary reasons these silences become awkward is due to unspoken feelings or unresolved conflicts. When there's something left unsaid between friends, whether it's a disagreement, a hurtful comment, or a misunderstood action, it can create a barrier in communication. Instead of freely expressing thoughts and feelings, one or both friends might hold back, leading to these prolonged moments of silence. Number 8. The blame game. When friends engage in the blame game, it often stems from insecurity or fear. Admitting mistakes or shortcomings can be challenging, as it makes one vulnerable. By deflecting blame, an individual protects their ego and avoids confronting their imperfections. However, this short-term defense mechanism can have long-term consequences. Over time, the friend on the receiving end of the blame can feel undervalued, unheard, and mistrusted. Communication, the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, becomes particularly strained amid the blame game. Instead of open dialogues where both parties feel safe to express their feelings and concerns, conversations become battlegrounds. Defensive barriers increase, and active listening takes a backseat to formulating rebuttals. This shift in communication dynamics can lead to further misunderstandings and deepen the rift between friends. Number 9. One-sided effort. In friendships, this manifests as a dynamic where one individual consistently puts in more work, time, and emotional investment than the other. Whether it's always being the one to initiate plans, make compromises, or offer support, the imbalance becomes palpable and can strain the bond between friends. The repercussions of a one-sided effort are multifaceted. For the individual constantly putting in the effort, exhaustion, resentment, and self-doubt can arise. They may question their worth in the friendship or wonder if their efforts are genuinely appreciated. Over time, this can lead to emotional burnout, where the individual feels drained and undervalued, potentially leading them to withdraw from the friendship or even from social interactions more broadly. Number 10. Emotional age gap. While chronological age denotes the years someone has lived, emotional age reflects an individual's emotional intelligence, coping mechanisms, and ability to handle complex emotional situations. In friendships, an emotional age gap can become evident when one person consistently demonstrates more emotional understanding and maturity than the other. This gap can manifest in various ways. For instance, one friend might be adept at managing conflicts, showing empathy, and understanding boundaries. At the same time, the other might struggle with impulse control, overreactions, or an inability to comprehend the nuances of certain emotional situations. Such disparities can lead to misunderstandings, as the more emotionally mature friend might feel burdened by constantly having to parent or guide the other through emotional challenges. Number 11. Reliving the past. Revisiting shared memories, experiences, and adventures can strengthen the bond between friends, reminding them of the depth and history of their relationship. It's these shared moments that often form the foundation of long-lasting friendships, providing a sense of continuity and understanding. However, overemphasizing the past can also prevent both individuals from evolving and adapting to the present. When friends constantly hark back to the good old days, it can indicate an unwillingness or inability to engage with the present or anticipate the future. This can be especially problematic if one friend is evolving, growing, or facing new challenges while the other remains anchored to a bygone era. Such a dynamic can create a disconnect, with one friend feeling held back or misunderstood by the other's persistent nostalgia. Number 12. No personal growth. The absence of personal growth in a friendship can manifest in various ways, from a reluctance to embrace change to a persistent attachment to outdated habits or mindsets. One of the most evident signs of no personal growth in a friendship is when conversations and interactions become repetitive, rehashing the same topics, jokes, or memories without introducing anything new. This repetitiveness can lead to monotony, where interactions feel more like a routine than a genuine connection. Over time, this can cause the friendship to feel stagnant, lacking the dynamism and excitement that once characterized it. Number 13. Boundary breaker. When these boundaries are consistently ignored or violated, the offender is often labeled a boundary breaker. This behavior, whether intentional or unintentional, can significantly strain and even jeopardize the relationship. A boundary breaker often exhibits a lack of understanding or disregard for a friend's limits. This can manifest in various ways, from consistently showing up unannounced and sharing private information without consent to making unwarranted demands on the other's time and energy. Such actions not only breach trust but also create an environment of discomfort and unpredictability. Number 14. Fair weather friend. Such friendships can be perplexing and hurtful, as they often give the illusion of depth and commitment, only to falter when genuine support is needed. The hallmark of a fair weather friend is their inconsistency, often driven by a desire to associate with positivity, success, or popularity while avoiding situations that might demand emotional labor, commitment, or genuine empathy. This type of friendship can particularly damage one's self-esteem and trust. When things are going well, the fair weather friend is often right there, celebrating successes and sharing joy. This can create a sense of closeness and camaraderie. However, when adversity strikes, their sudden distance or indifference can lead to feelings of betrayal and confusion. One might start questioning the authenticity of past interactions and the sincerity of shared moments. Number 15. Jealousy over joys. True friendships thrive on mutual support and celebration of each other's successes. However, when jealousy creeps in, it casts a shadow over these celebratory moments. Instead of shared laughter and pride, there's an unmistakable tension in the air. Jealousy, at its core, is often a manifestation of personal insecurities, fears, or feelings of inadequacy. When a friend consistently envies your achievements, it might indicate deeper issues they're grappling with. It's not just about the overt signs, like dismissive comments or downplaying your successes. Sometimes, it's the subtle cues, the lack of enthusiasm, the quick change of topic, or the absence during your moments of triumph. There you have it. And the most surprising sign? Trusting your gut. Sometimes, deep down, you know what's best for you. If any of these signs resonate, it might be time to reflect on that friendship. Remember, it's all about quality, not quantity, regarding friendships. If you found value in this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Brain Bitesize.